Dan, I can't thank you enough for being on the CEO Global Network podcast. Really appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. My pleasure, John.
Well, that's great, and I want to just let everybody know, okay, that you are the founder and CEO of Snow Collective. Uh, your organization creates strategies and marketing content that help B2B businesses grow. And I mean, I know a number of your clients, right? So you
Yeah.
know, I know that what you do with them is a success for sure.
Yeah,
So
I'm thankful to say. I'm
you
glad that
do
rumors are going around.
you do great work, Dad. You do great work. Yeah,
Thank you.
100%. So, couple of questions for you, and maybe we'll just get right on started with the first question. How did you go from working for other people, Dan,
Mm.
to founding Snow Collective and leading your own team? Love to hear that. That.
Yeah, I mean, I started in advertising when I was 19 years old. I worked at ad agencies and on like the Visas and Nissans and Molsons of the world. And so I grew up wanting to be in this space. And then as I had that experience over a decade or so, I learned that although I enjoyed the space, perhaps corporate agency culture was not in fact for me, and I was not for them. It seemed like I had more of an entrepreneurial mindset than more of the ad agency environment. And so that really led me to say, what do I love about this and what do I not love so much and I can change? And that's what really motivated me was I had a wide range of experience early in my life and career. And I took my favorite pieces and I left the rest behind. And I've just been building a business with that perspective ever since.
And putting a heck of a team together, right? Putting a heck of a team together.
That's what it's all about, the people. And that was my big motivating factor when I started my own company. Is I want to be with people who lift me up, who I lift them up. We make each other better, we don't tear each other down. And that was really the catalyst or the motivator for me to create this, what is now the Snow Collective. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So, what strategies do you use, Dan, to help mid-sized B2B companies
Yes.
grow while still staying efficient and very cohesive?
Great question. And the thing with B2B is the majority of us B2B businesses, we don't want to do marketing. We don't want to just be out in the world everywhere. It's not beneficial for us. And so for B2B, especially mid-sized companies, the approach is all about looking at what you want to sell. So look at your sales plan, your sales forecast, your overarching growth strategy, and then build a marketing plan around that. So don't go and try to speak to everybody on Google or get a pretty Instagram account. You want to understand what you want to sell, why you're selling it, and who is buying it and how. And that is how you should understand your approach to marketing is based on that customer's journey within your company.
Yeah, that's great counsel. Now, how do you decide what clients, Dan, that you're going to take on, and what clients you might take a pass on? Do you have kind of a decision rule on that?
Yeah, well, we work specifically with B2B organizations that typically are led by sales teams and have long, complicated transaction cycles, complex solutions. And so those are really the folks that we love to work with. They might not think their story or their product, honestly, is very interesting. I have people come to me and say, I make the glue that goes into countertops. Like nobody wants to hear about this. But it's about shining the light internally and showing them like, no, you do have a story to tell. Like people choose to work for you and with you for a reason. And there's a huge opportunity to elevate your story. So those are really the kind of clients that we love to work with.
Yeah, no, that's why you love what you do so much, eh? Because of the people who
Yes.
you're with. Now, what has been your most creative or unexpected campaign, and what did you learn from it? Is there one that comes to mind, Dan?
There is. This was back in my Adland days, because
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're gonna go big, we're gonna go big, right? More is more.
that's
And
great.
so I was fortunate. I was brought into a large agency to run Nissan cars, their entire social media presence at the time. And this was back when social media was still new on the block. This was back in like 2011, 2010. And so we needed to sell a bunch of Pathfinders around the holidays. And we said, what's bigger to give away than a Pathfinder? What about a house? Nissan's partner is Habitat for Humanity. What if we incentivize test drives and dealer engagement to get people to make donations to build houses for Habitat for Humanity? So the biggest surprise is trying to sell Nissan Pathfinders. We built someone a house, we shot commercials, we put a family in there, and they sold out of Pathfinders that year in Canada. And it was just an amazing, interesting experience looking outside the box and like not being afraid. Like we went to our client and said, we want to give a house away to sell you Pathfinders. And you know, and they thankfully we had amazing clients at the time that were on board. So go big, dream big, make it purposeful, be resourceful. But if you can do it, then you're silly not to. Might sell a Pathfinder or two in the process.
That's quite a story. That is so creative, Dan. That's
Yeah, it was fun.
extremely creative. That is thinking outside the box. How do you build and maintain such a high performing team in a competitive marketing industry? Because it is a competitive industry, isn't it, Dan?
Yes, it is. There's a lot of market out there. I find that our culture really attracts people. Again, it's those of us who've worked in the advertising world. It comes with a flavor, and some of us acquire it, and some of us don't. Is the way that I'll phrase it. And what I see is people want to come and not only do really good work. Like when you find people who have really high standards for themselves, it's easy to attract others because they see the caliber. And then the other piece of that is really ensuring that we allow people to operate in choice. We allow them to set their capacity and determine the types of work that they want to work on. Like it's about serving everyone's needs, not just theirs, not just the businesses. And I'm very protective of our culture and everyone respecting one another. And we make changes if that's not realized. And so that for me, the feedback I receive from my team is that's a large part of why they choose to be a part of our organization.
Yeah, you've developed a tremendous culture at Snow Collective. No question about it. No question about it. Last question, Dan, and then we're going to wrap up. What trends in digital marketing and B2B branding do you think are the most important for companies to really embrace now? Are there a couple of things that really bounce off the page for you?
Yeah, I'm going to start with less is more.
Yeah.
Well, I see a lot of companies, especially in this mid-market B2B section, that are everywhere. They're across all the social platforms and on YouTube, and they have 3 websites, and you know, and it's just people trying to do their best. Like I appreciate why, and things peak at different times, different platforms, and so it really is about focusing, prioritizing, and lining everything up against your goals. So paring back right now is a big theme, and assessing where you can get the most impact for the fewest dollars, because there's so much out there that you can just pour into. It's actually about pulling back and doing it strategically, and then increasing as growth is realized. And so from a digital, I would say, yeah, be careful where you're spending your money, look often, ask questions, and really think critically about how your customers are buying and if you're in the places that you need to be, or if you're in too many.
Well, isn't that great counsel for people, because there are so many choices? Like it can be very confusing. Yeah, it can be very
100%.
confusing to someone who doesn't really know that what you know about the industry, right? And you can make some big mistakes. I remember you on a webinar we did. Boy, that's got to be a year or so ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had a nice checklist, as I recall,
Yes,
for
sir.
CEOs and people making those decisions, get through it and make the right decision, right?
I do. And with that said, anyone watching, if you'd like it, drop me a line. Yeah.
Absolutely, no, for sure. Just ask us for it. You know, we'll get it for you. We'll get to you, Dan, and that'd be great. I remember it being a very valuable tool for
Thank
people.
you.
To
Hey, we're
help.
just here to help, right? And especially our CEO global community. Like, if an easy tool can make a big difference, then that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's great having you part of the CEO Global Network community, Dan. I got to tell you.
Thank you.
And I remember when you joined us, and it's just great to have you with us. And thank you so much for being on the CEO Global Network podcast today. Always great to see you, and we really appreciate you sharing your expertise with everybody listening and watching. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, John. Thanks for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you're more than welcome. More than welcome.